What's up guys, my name's Diachronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about an exotic review of the Wardcliff Coil, otherwise known as the dubious volley from back in the day. I know I did a video prior on when I just got the weapon, but today is going to be an in-depth review for you guys when the Xur is actually selling this weapon at the moment right now. If you guys want to go get this weapon after this review, you can go get it, and I gotta say this one is definitely an interesting one. I thought it was going to be the new Gjallarhorn. A lot of other people were telling me, and there's something I want to say about it that I think is very important. If you do end up liking the video, make sure you leave a like down below. It really helps the channel out, and of course subscribe for more Destiny, and click that bell right next to the subscribe button to be notified of any future video right when they come out. And of course the first people that come to the video, I promise I'll give you money and Snickers and Musketeers. I promise. Never lie. Never lie. So if you guys did not know, the Wardcliff Volley is going to be that exotic rocket launcher. I'm pretty sure it's the only exotic rocket launcher in the game, which is very disappointing because the rocket launchers in this game are one of the most powerful power weapons in the game, and something you should definitely consider when going for raid stuff. When you look at its perk, which is the most important part, first one being Mad Scientist, this weapon fires a volley of rockets, so it'll shoot like 10 little rockets, just rapid fire all in 1 second, and it kind of volleys upon the enemy like you're shooting a whole bunch of those splitting missiles from Iron Man. I don't know what they're called, but they're really cool and they're really awesome, and it makes it so you can use it while in the air, and it's very effective when you use it from above, shooting down onto the enemy, volleying down a whole section of area. The next one's going to be Mechanized Autoloader. This weapon automatically reloads ammo pickup, so if you're just standing on top of a purple brick when your magazine is empty, then you'll automatically load it into your shot and you can shoot again. And funnily enough, the weapon actually has extended mags, which increases the mag size but decreases the reload speed, but does not actually let it have more than one rocket, so it just slows down your reload. So in general, this weapon has a really slow reload. Speaking of stats, the blast range is definitely average, but of course, since there's so many more rockets to it and they all kind of spread out, it definitely has a larger radius than the average. Velocity is very high, bar is almost absolutely maxed out, and the reason this is because the different rockets will just zip zap in every different direction and kind of go left, right, and the thing is, it won't reach its target sooner. It will just kind of go in different directions faster. So on average, it's going to reach its target lower than average compared to other rocket launcher. Its ability it claims to be average, but it's very difficult to control because of the fact you're shooting like 10 missiles at a time, all in the span of 1 second. Handling is high, which means you can ready it up very quickly, which is very nice when you're trying to jump in through the air and try to get like higher up, and you do your double jumps or your jetpack up in the air, and you can handle it very well, which means you can get it ready very quickly and fire, which is a very good perk to have on this weapon. I'd say that is something that people sometimes overlook. The reload speed is very sluggish. Like I said, it has extended mags, but it just reduces the time, or it makes it so the reload is a lot slower, so it's really a kind of slow reload rocket, and you should make sure you know what you're hitting when you hit stuff. RPM is at 60, again, because it fires off like 10 rockets in the span of like 1 second, and then it takes a long time to reload, and of course mag size is 1. I don't think I'm ever going to see a rocket launcher with a mag size more than 1, but yeah, if I do, I'll let you know. Some notes about this weapon is it's not meant for a single target. You know, you're going to try to use these on bosses, you're going to try to use them on big yellow health dudes, but in general, this weapon is definitely for a crowd control kind of thing. If you guys are in Crucible with this weapon, it seems to shine a lot more in Crucibles, and it makes it so basically if you shoot at a target that's within like mid-range to close, you're gonna kill them regardless. If there's any other enemies nearby, it will destroy them like a blanket of destruction. It's pretty much a fantastic weapon for Crucible if you want a rocket launcher in your heavy slot, but in PvE you're gonna want to go for the crowd control area, because like I said, the rockets spread out more and have an average blast radius, so it's gonna be a lot better for Crucible and all that stuff. As far as the rocket pattern, it seems seemingly random. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. It seems like it kind of tracks onto the enemy, but it could be because it has a kind of mini horseshoes and hand grenades thing where it explodes near the guy more often than actually hitting them. But it's very weird, very odd, and you can just see in the video that it's not exactly what you'd expect it to be. Some other things about it is that I would not recommend it to be used on certain things like public events with the Devil Walker. You'd think it would be amazing with the Devil Walker because it has so many little shots, and the Devil Walker has tons of little legs, but to get close to the Devil Walker like that, and it just in general does not seem to do enough damage. and all that stuff. It just doesn't seem to be the boss killer that we wanted it from the Gjallarhorn, because we always loved the Gjallarhorn because it hit the target, and then a bunch of tiny little shots all tracked onto the exact same target and destroyed them all. It tried to be the new Gjallarhorn, but in general, it just didn't succeed because those shots don't track enough. I think if they wanted to make this weapon viable, or more like a Gjallarhorn, they have to make the shots to track onto the enemies more, because this weapon just spreads out way too much. If you guys can get really close up to something, those little mini bosses on the areas like the Stormentors or those captains that are running around, they give you little chests and the little tokens out of it. Those things, you can just kind of wreck them in like 1 or 2 rockets, which seems to be very nice, as well as the shield dudes, the Cabal shield dudes, also very effective against Cabal shield dudes, which I would say is definitely one of the main enemies in the game that seem to be annoying. Overall, I'd like to say that I'm not really a big fan of this weapon. I mean, if you just look at the sight, it looks like 2 bent pieces of metal and a screw on it. I mean, it's like as if a kind of Russian cosmonaut decided one day he wanted to go to space, so he very hastily made a rocket ship that somehow launched him into space, and on a drunken bender decided to grab one of Sputnik out of space and then bring it down to Earth with him, and then on another drunken bender try to make it shoot vodka bottles out of the side of it, and that's why all the tiny little rockets are going in 20 different directions, all that stuff. But hey, it's very effective against Russians who build up in tiny spots. Yes, that's what this weapon seems like, and little disappointed. Hope that they fix some parts of it, because overall the other rockets in the game are amazing, and this one is definitely on the bottom of the barrel as the only exotic rocket launcher. Makes it a little bit disappointing, especially because of the fact the grenade launchers are still absolute garbage. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to see more exotic weapon reviews in the future, or even some legendary weapons, make sure you leave it down in the comments down below which one you guys want to see next, and I will make sure to do that in the future. I will try to make sure I do these Xur ones every time it comes by, because of the fact that you guys are always wondering, oh, is this weapon worth getting from Xur? In general, you should have tons of shards to get them anyways. But if you want to see which one's first, maybe in the middle of the week when Xur is not coming out, or if Xur has a repeat, I want to know what you guys want to see from me. I've got a couple of things in the works, as well as the raid shotgun, still trying to get that and all that hootenanny. But anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. And my name's been Iconic, and I'll see you guys on the next.